On the list of topics that I have here to talk about on my channel, just being a human being and one of them being mothering, the thing that I want to talk about is how difficult gentle parenting is and how it goes against everything in me to want to do it sometimes. We are in it right now, heavy with our kiddo. And I thought that I would just talk to you guys about I just want to chat today about being a parent and not trying to cause damage to your child is so hard.
Grab the children! Save the children!
It sounds like really shockingly easy, but oh my God. So our son is about to turn 3, and the thing is that I think for some people it comes really naturally to parent. It comes really naturally to discipline and all of those things and to set boundaries. For me, I will say I fall more on the side of live and let live. I don't know how to describe myself as a parent other than I try to practice gentle parenting. If you don't know what gentle parenting is, basically it's essentially trying to explain your child like you're setting calm, reasonable boundaries. You're trying to be the calm, confident leader in the home. You're not authoritative at all. You're not yelling at your kid. You're treating them like a human being and you're validating emotions while setting clear, strong boundaries. So that's sort of the premise of gentle parenting. I feel like a lot of times people think it's like permissive parenting where you're just allowing your kid to be a little shit. That's really not what it is at all. I'm sure that exists out there in some form or another, but that's not what gentle parenting ever was meant to be. It's more like you're not yelling at your kid. You're trying to understand that they have undeveloped brains and that they struggle and to give them the grace, but also to guide them into the right decisions calmly and confidently. Oh my God. When I say it's so hard, it's so hard. These kids will test every limit. And I know it's their job. Like toddlers, it's their job to test your limits, to test your patience, to push boundaries so they can find out where the boundary is. That's literally their job. They are supposed to be little shits. They're supposed to push the boundaries. I can know all of that. And dear Lord God in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. If it isn't the hardest thing that I've ever done in my life to stay calm in the face of a toddler who is anything but calm. I am not here to offer any advice today, but just to speak in solidarity to other parents who are out there trying to do what's right by these children while they scream in your face.
Bring me everyone. What do you mean everyone?
I've listened to a lot of different parenting people online. I think the main one that I feel like I reference or try to do the similar type of parenting style of is Janet Lansbury. It's Unruffled is her podcast. It's about treating your child like an autonomous person. They're not just a kid. They are a human being with feelings and emotions, and gentle parenting is all about telling them hey, so say that you told them no, you can't, oh no, I can't let you hit me or something like that. Because kids hit all the time. My kid's in a hitting phase right now. It's really fun. He loves to tell me, I want to hit you. He just wants to hit me. I don't blame him. It's validating their feelings. So when you see people Big Little Feelings or any of these accounts that talk about gentle and respectful parenting, it's about validating their feelings. So you say oh, you're feeling really mad right now. And it's okay to be mad, but I can't let you hit me when you're mad. So I'm going to go over there to keep myself safe. That's gentle parenting. It's naming the emotion, validating the emotion, setting the boundary, holding the line, basically. Basically. In essence, it seems like it would be pretty easy, right? You think, what's hard about that? It's that when you meet a kid, anything in theory sounds easy, right? But then you meet a kid and you're like, well, yeah, that would work if you fucking listen. It's so hard. It's so hard because parenting isn't about regulating your child's emotion as much as it is your own. And that's the part that I have the absolute effing hardest time with is my capacity. What capacity? I don't have any. I don't know, man. My natural instinct is I want to be why? What are you doing? Are you kidding me right now? Then you have to do the opposite because this is a person, this is his childhood. I'm not trying to screw him up. I'm not trying to make him feel like having emotions is bad because we've all seen what happens when people do that, especially the toxic masculinity, young boys, teaching them it's okay to have feelings. Feelings are okay. It's how we handle those feelings. Let me just tell you right now, as a parent trying to navigate through this shit, it is so unfucking believably difficult sometimes. I was at my wit's end this morning. Can't even tell you. Wit's end. Because my kiddo, he is an absolute love. I love him with my entire being. He's so wonderful. He's also in a really big button pushing phase right now. And like I said, toddlers, it's literally their job to try to see where the boundary is. And so the way to do that is pushing those boundaries and then having you set them. But setting 50 boundaries before 8 a.m. is like, it's so difficult. And trying not to be mean, trying not to snap, trying not to get too upset, trying not to have like an air of frustration about me. And I know I do because, well, dude, I'm a human being. Like, it's frustrating telling a kid something 75,000 times and they just still, it's like, can you hear me? And I was talking to my husband about it this morning and I was like, it's not him, it's me. He's whatever. He's a 3-year-old. They push buttons. That's what they do. That's why everybody talks about terrible twos and 3-nager. There's a reason they say these things. Most of the time, he's just a joy to be around. But when they're not, it's very challenging. That's the way to put it. And it's me I don't like. I don't like my response. I don't like my behavior. I don't like who it makes me. I don't want to bitch at you all day long. I don't want to constantly be setting boundaries and I just want to vibe, dude. Can we just get along? Can we just fucking get along? The answer is no, because toddlers just choose violence all day long. They're feral, dude. They're feral. And I love him so much, but God, I don't like myself. It drives me nuts. I hate who I become because I'm just this bitchy mom. And I never wanted to be a bitchy mom. I just want to vibe out, dude. I just want to, let's just get along. Can you just stop throwing stuff everywhere? And the answer is no, he can't. He won't, and he won't. And I love him so much. And this isn't about him, it's about me. And the biggest thing I've learned with parenting, oh my God, is that you have to regulate your own emotions. You think you have your shit under control? You think that you are a pretty chill person? Throw a 3-year-old onto it and you're like, I'm actually having a mentee bee and it's 8 a.m. I feel like toddlers are the ultimate test in patience. If you can handle yourself with a toddler, like, you've got this. You know, most days I can. Today ain't that day. I don't know, man. Yesterday was one of the most challenging days we've ever had with him. And it's fine. He's just going through it right now. He didn't have a good nap yesterday. He woke up, his schedule was kind of off. Man, it shows me my weaknesses as a person and where I need to grow. And man, patience is one of those areas. Patience. I don't have any. By the way, this highlighter is so weird. It's called a Pure Nude Highlighter by Essence. And look, it totally doesn't even look like a highlighter. It just looks like a face powder almost. It doesn't look shimmery at all, but then you put it on the skin and it looks like that. It looks a little textury right now because I have powder and stuff on, but I'm gonna do lots of fake freckles and stuff today. I'm needing to feel cute and right now it ain't happening. But yeah, oh my God. Like, I just want to, I don't know how to, I can handle the situation and I do. And I'm like, I stay relatively calm, but inside I personally am losing my absolute shit because it's like the repetition of having a 3-year-old, you're constantly redirecting, you're constantly correcting behavior, nope, I'm sorry, I can't let you do that. Like, because that's the thing that like Janet Lansbury says all the time. And that is a very helpful thing that I have noticed about having kids is I can't let you. And that is specific with like hating, with hating. That is specific with like hitting or things like that. Say that he wants to hit me or and that he runs over to hit me. I hold his arm and I say, ooh, you're mad. And that's okay. You can feel mad, but I can't let you hit me. And I say, I can't let you. And then I physically remove him and remove myself. So you're not going to hit me. And the I can't let you is really useful. I feel like it helps a freaking lot. See, the thing is about all of this, like when I'm explaining it all and you're like, yeah, just try that. It's not that I don't know this. It's that heaven help me. I never had to do this much talking before 8 a.m. I never had to do this much. It's the constant nature of re-correcting and correcting and correcting and correcting. Like, it's just like, it's fucking exhausting. And I'm not complaining about being a mom, just talking about the challenging parts about it because we have to talk about it. Otherwise we'll lose our ever loving minds. At least for me, when I talk to other people about this and they like validate and they're like, oh my God, same. It's very helpful for me. And then that reminds me that that's kind of what we're doing as parents when we validate emotions. So when other moms say to me like, oh, solidarity, motherhood is hard, that makes me feel, I don't know, heard. And that's a really good feeling. So I'm just sharing online too. Solidarity with you out there. Anybody who's got a toddler. Some days are just divine and I'm like, oh my God, I could have 5 of these. And then other days I'm like, this is why you're an only child. I hate that because it's like they really throw you for a loop. You think you've got it and you're like, I am actually the best parent. And then the next day you're like, I've never been a worse mom and I shouldn't be allowed to have kids. It's a mind effer. I'll tell you that. I'm gonna be like, oh, remember when he was yelling at me and hitting me and now he doesn't want anything to do with me. And I'll want this back, you know what I mean? I'll pine for the days that he was throwing a tantrum downstairs. But as for right now, Mama's at her wit's end. I need a date. I need a date night. His birthday is coming up. He's almost 3, like in 10 days. As I'm filming this, he's gonna be 3. He's as 3 as a 3-year-old has ever been. I'll tell you that right now. And very smart, very headstrong. He's a tough one. Also simultaneously not tough. He absolutely hates being out in the cold and it's like, buddy, we live in Washington. You gotta get used to it. And he's like, I never will get used to it and I'm gonna scream the entire time we're out there. So it's gonna be really fun for you guys. It is just, you know, parenting, if anything, will make you realize who you are because it'll push you to the edge of yourself and you won't have any choice. It's the constant nature of it to me that is so unfathomably like when you're done and you're like, I just need a break. It's like, tough luck. You don't get one unless you put the TV on or something and then you feel super guilty because you're like, well, all we've been doing all week is watching TV and then you feel all guilty about it and then everybody else makes you feel guilty about screen time and then you're like, well, I am just a shitty mom. And like all those thoughts just run through your head. I speak for myself here, but I just am constantly like, well, I'm just a bad mom, I guess. And I don't like that, but you know, just is what it is. So yeah, that's all this video was here to say. Literally not here to be inspirational, to teach anything, just to say we're all doing as best we can, right? To try to listen to our kids, help them through their big feelings, help ourselves in the meantime, and realize there is no one way to do this, but at least I know I'm not yelling at him and I'm not making him feel bad. Just myself, just making myself feel bad. But I think I'll ultimately feel better about this because ultimately I'm not gonna regret being kind to my child, setting boundaries, blah, blah, blah. But I'm so tired. I'm so tired of the repetition and saying the same thing over and over and over and feeling like, oh my God, these kids, man. It's hard to imagine that somebody did this with me. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they just were like, shut the fuck up. I don't remember it, which leads me to believe my son won't remember this either. That's crazy to imagine. He's not even gonna remember any of this. He'll remember if I was mean or not, and I'm not mean. With every fiber of my being to like be gentle and soft with him and like teach him why we don't do things and why we do things. What do you guys think? I know I'm not in this alone because anytime I talk about this, oh my God, the amount of moms that come out and they're like, dude, solidarity. I'm not complaining really, more than just talking. Ultimately, I love being a mom most days with most things. There are parts about it though that I absolutely just hate. I'm not even gonna lie about it. I can't lie. You can't lie about it. I don't like who I become. I don't like bitching constantly. I don't feel like I try not to. I really try not to be that person who's like constantly bitching. The nature of having a toddler is constantly correcting behavior and redirecting behavior. And it's like, you can't help it. It is just what it is. If you're a parent, unless you're completely permissive and let your kid do whatever they want to do, you're constantly bitching in one way or another. And I try to do it in a very nice tone, but I'm sick of it, man. I just like to live on vibes, and kids are anti-vibes. Maybe one day he'll turn into vibes. Maybe what age is that? 6? Where he can just hang out and I don't know, maybe I'm just like looking for... Everything feels pretty high stakes to me right now, and I know it can't be. There's no way everything is this high stakes because my niece, like my sister raised her one way and then she just grows up and she's totally her own person. Like it almost is one of those like it's not like it doesn't matter, but sort of like right now is just when he's 3. And then like, as long as he's like a relatively well-loved and cared for person, he's gonna turn out pretty well. And I hope that's the case. I don't want to screw him up, you know? It's just so hard. You just don't know. Like it's such a toss-up. I've never raised somebody before. And I always thought like, as long as you have love, nothing else really matters. And it's like, okay, well, I got all the love in the world, but other stuff really kind of does matter. Like my response and my, like how he views his childhood and all that kind of stuff. Like it does matter. You guys tell me. I need your help. No, I don't. I'm doing just fine. Me and Zach are doing just fine. It's a challenging week to say the least. It's almost like everything I thought I knew about parenting, like I didn't. I mean, I knew all of this stuff. I like knew sort of roughly. Like you see other people go through it and you're like, yeah, I can figure that out. And then when it's you, you're like, oh, it's so fundamentally different than what I thought it was going to be. I don't know. All I can do is speak for myself here, but like I thought that because I knew how, when I would see other people like parenting their kid, I'd be like, well, that's not how I would do it. And then you're a parent and you're like, oh my God, I was a cocky little bitch, wasn't I? I didn't know anything. Because when it's your own kid, it just hits different, dude. That's the thing. You just really don't want to screw them up, you know? You don't want to screw your kid up. You want to do right by them. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to talk about how hard gentle parenting is, because you know what? It's like, it almost goes against everything that I feel like I've seen people do forever. I agree with it. I think it's a good way to parent, and I think that ultimately there's really no downside to it because you are setting boundaries. You are not just letting your kid like walk all over you or anything. Like you're fully setting boundaries and like allowing them the ability to show their emotions, have their emotions. Like you're totally valid in having them, but you're not going to do that thing. And then you set the boundary. And the thing is though, is like meltdowns, crying, screaming, tantrums, all that stuff is like, you hear the whole thing, like that's developmentally normal. And it's like, I'm aware that it's normal. It's so dysregulating. It's like, oh my God. Use this Essence of Extreme Shine. Ooh, that feels nice. That is extremely shiny. I like the texture of that a lot. That's nice. Oh, I was gonna do freckles. I need freckles. I feel like I'm looking real. It's a freckle pen from ColourPop. This one is in dark brown. It's way too dark for me. It's super fakey dark. Like freckles are not this color. I got the freckle maker from Sephora. I went recently, a month ago, and I never pulled it out of my bag. I put it in my bag for no reason other than I literally forgot. See, these are very fake looking freckles, but I'll fix them. Getting a base layer down. I'm gonna put some stuff over the top of it to make it look more real. Now that we're looking sufficiently stupid, today what I have to do, I have to get done with this, and then my kiddo's birthday is in like a week, and we're doing a Corey Carson birthday for him. And if you guys haven't seen Corey Carson, like if you are a parent watching this, which likely most of you that are watching this probably are, because I can't imagine so many people would like to listen to me bitch about gentle parenting when you don't have a kid of your own. But hey, if you are here and that is you, kindness, thank you so much for being here. But we're doing a Corey Carson birthday for him, and if you don't watch Corey Carson with your kiddo, highly recommend. It's my favorite one. Trash Truck and Corey Carson are the cutest kids shows in my opinion, and Lucas the Spider, oh my God, they're so freaking cute. Netflix for all of them. And we're doing a Corey Carson birthday, and I'm making these big foam. I'm doing like Chrissy, Mama, Papa, Freddie, Corey, Hallie, and I made these big foam board cutouts. And I'm gonna go over this, you guys. I know this looks crazy right now, but I'm gonna make these big foam board cutouts of all the characters that I just mentioned. I have to go paint them. I already projected them, so I used a projector and projected them onto the foam board, and then I'm going to go paint them and have them just sitting around the party, so they're super cute. All right, I still have to do my hair, but I'm not gonna do it on camera or anything. I just wanted to chat with you guys today about that, and it was really nice actually to say it. I mean, it's just the honesty of this role is that a lot of it I love. I think that there are areas of motherhood where I'm like, dude, this is literally the best thing I've ever done. And I like cannot believe I get to be this child's mom. And then so much of it pushes me past the point of myself that I'm like, I don't like myself. I don't like who it turns me into. And it's not him. It's the behavior from anything. It's just like the overstimulation, the constant nature of it, the constant redirection, the constant boundary setting, the constant, like, by the end of the day, I'm just like, oh my God, I have never had to push myself to this level before mentally.
This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my entire life. I haven't had a very hard life.
And try to raise somebody else that's not going to look back on their childhood and feel like they have to recover from it, need therapy from it. So that is a big part of what I'm trying to do as a mom, is trying to like give him a good childhood that he doesn't have to like recover from. So but that's a big responsibility, and it's tough to do. So anyway, solidarity, if you're in it with me, that's all this video was, just to say, holy shit, I am run down today, and we have childcare today. We haven't really had any lately because my friend Kat, who comes over and watches our kiddo 2 days a week, she has had her own stuff going on with her family, and so we haven't had her here. And then my capacity has been, we don't have any childcare really ever, so it's like been you know how they say you can't pour from an empty cup. Well, my cup is cuppeth is empty. No, I'm fine. But I just wanted to chat with you guys, and I liked doing it, and I hope that it was somewhat helpful to watch. And I thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and for your comments and for your support and kindness. And I will see you guys at my next video. Bye.